Welcome to the most insane NASCAR race you have ever seen. NASCAR is known for its endless left turns, but that's not what you're going to get today. These 40 cars have something in store for you that you have never seen before, because this is the toughest race on Earth. Martin Truex Jr. will be leading the field off to green today, and although they line up in rows of 5, it's much better to be on the inside to start this race. These 40 cars are going to travel through a series of obstacles never seen before in NASCAR. They'll travel through Gatorade Maze, which is a series of hundreds of Gatorade lids, all organized into a crazy maze that the cars will have to navigate through. Then they'll have to go around the snake and through the gum wrapper trap, which is sure to slow everyone down. Then they have to go through Paint Job Tunnel, which will change the paint jobs of all cars who drive through it. Following that, they have to go to Monster Truck Straightaway, which will highlight a lot of the famous monster trucks that have decorated that sport over the last decade. Next, they will travel through the Snow Village with slippery terrain, and then they'll have to run a lap during the Cars race. This will be one of the trickiest portions of the race, because there will be another race going on simultaneously with the NASCAR race. Once they run this lap in the Cars race, they're going to have to navigate Board Game Figure 8 and try to avoid Demolition Derby wrecks, as well as going around Twister Maze and driving on one of the first hills in NASCAR. Finally, the drivers will end by taking a ride down Diecast Drive, which will highlight many of the Hall of Fame cars in the sport that the sport has seen over the last decade or two. Finally, they'll race to the finish line, where one driver will be crowned the winner of the toughest race on Earth. This is the great Jeff Gordon's final race, so as a tribute to him, 2 of his old cars are being raced around Gatorade Maze before we open the race, and then we'll get ready with the green flag. We are about to begin the toughest race on Earth, 40 cars setting out on the race of a lifetime. Here we go, the countdown is almost done, we're ready for the green flag. On your marks, get set, boogity boogity boogity, let's go racing. The whole field drives off, and Martin Truex Jr. is still in an early lead, but the 5 leaders all together. A bunch of them taking that shortcut over on the side, that's why the inside line is so great here. Truex and Chase Elliott now your top 2. Oh, Keselowski gets spun out by Denny Hamlin. He'll have a long race to make that spot up, though. Kurt Busch also gets spun and trapped at the back. Truex and Chase Elliott now battling side by side for the lead as we get a flyby of the whole field for the first time in this race. This is the snake that we saw before, so as you can see, the cars will be coming on the other side as the back of the field is going on one side. Chase Elliott now has a lead over Martin Truex Jr. nose to tail, and Truex falls in line in front of Joey Logano and Eric Almirola, who are currently your top 4. Elliott continues to lead. It is hard to make a lot of passes if you're on the outside in this portion of the track. You're getting a little onboard with Truex there as the whole field flies by again. Everyone going by. Oh, Matt Kenseth gets spun by Ryan Newman. Again, he's going to have a long time to catch up, but that's a lot of ground to make up. He just lost about 20 spots there. Elliott and Truex now leading him into the gum wrapper trap as they really get slowed down here. Everybody piling into these gum wrappers. It makes it really difficult to drive and you lose a lot of traction. Truex, our leader, gets spun out. He's going to have to catch up as well. Now Chase Elliott and Joey Logano lead the field. Casey Kane out of nowhere into the top 3. AJ Allmendinger there as well. And Jeff Gordon now cracking the top 4. In his final race, wouldn't it be a great story if he could make something happen today? The whole field coming through here. Now Paint Job Tunnel. A whole bunch of cars getting new paint jobs. This is a great invention by the track creators. And it really allows the sponsors to get some extra money as well, as you can see a lot of new great paint jobs on the track now. Leaders coming down the stretch here. This long straightaway will give drafting room. Oh, Chase Elliott goes around. Our leader crashes into the monster truck. That's going to end his day. Kevin Harvick getting a push from Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson. Ooh, Hamlin gets spun out. I think he managed to save it. That was a great save from Hamlin, though. Harvick now leading with a small gap over Larson, Almirola, Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon in the mix there as well. They're going to have to drift around this corner in the snow and be careful not to spin out. It'll be really easy to do in this snow. Martin Truex Jr. still in the middle of the pack from that earlier crash. Carl Edwards goes around. A lot of wrecks early in this race, but that's what's expected, and there are no cautions, so we'll just keep moving along. Now they enter the Cars race. Over 70 cars on one track is going to make it awfully chaotic. Harvick, Larson, and Kyle Busch lead the field, as Lightning McQueen coming on the outside. Not something you hear a lot in a NASCAR race, but it's true today. As you see a lot of mixed cars there. You got regular cars, NASCAR cars, and everything in between. All the spectators on the side taking pictures, and the cars continue to fly by. Our leaders are almost done with their lap now as they're coming up on the final turn. Harvick and Kyle Busch need to get over to that exit. Oh, Harvick gets blocked by the King. Kyle Busch now has a good lead. Larson and Almirola right behind him. This monopoly board is dangerous. Jeff Gordon gets spun. Casey Kane gets spun. The Hendrick car is going around. Now this is the dangerous part. Kyle Busch coming through. Oh, Almirola hits Hornish Jr. really hard. Logano tries to go around, hits Buescher. Everybody gets all piled up. Kyle Busch now has a huge gap because of that problem, and there's some chaos going on here now as we have a very separated field. Kyle Busch leads by a long way over Kevin Harvick. The whole field continues to fly by here. And now we have a gap because of everyone who had to stop up to let the leaders through. Those 8 cars at the back are way behind. We have shortcuts coming up here. The yellow cars can go through, and David Gilliland suddenly is our leader. He passes Kyle Busch for the lead. This is not something, obviously, in a usual NASCAR race, but it really changes the standings here. As the back of the field coming along, Ryan Blaney's stuck in that whole mess. Michael Annett gets a good jump. Ooh, Josh Wise tries to go through where he can't go through, and it shoots him back out. This is one hectic race. David Gilliland, Kyle Busch side by side for the lead. You wouldn't expect Gilliland to be there this late into the race, but he is, and he's doing well. Menard's in 3rd right now, Harvick 4th, Stenhouse 5th. An unusual top 5 as they go downhill much faster than they climbed up. Everyone flying by, coming down towards the close of this race. It's going by really quickly as they now begin to enter the final straightaway. Kyle Busch still leading David Gilliland. Oh, Gilliland gets into Kyle, sends him into the wall. Kyle takes out Gilliland as payback. Austin Dillon crashes into him. That's the end of them. Now we have 4 wide for the lead. Truex coming out of nowhere. Hamlin out of nowhere. Oh no, Larson into Hamlin. Hamlin spins. Larson spins. McMurray suddenly in the lead. Kenseth, Johnson up there. Gordon trying to make a pass for the lead in his final race as they approach the final turn. Oh, the leaders are wrecked. DiBenedetto all of a sudden and Gordon side by side. They're coming down to the line. Who's going to win it? I don't even know. Oh my goodness, what a finish. They were 5 wide at the line, everybody inch by inch, right next to each other. We're going to have to take another look at that one in a minute. I think they have to go and decide who won, but let's go back and take a look at the race recap. First, our rookie Chase Elliott wrecks early after a strong run. Then Eric Almirola and Sam Hornish collide, ending both of their days. Joey Logano tries to go around a different way, and it doesn't work as he and Chris Buescher are collected. Then our 5 leaders wreck on the final turn. How hectic was that? Just a terrible ending for these cars who were so dominant all day. 3 other cars at the back of the field also wrecked at the end. Here's a look at that final finish. I think they might have determined a winner now. And yes, we do have a winner. I'm getting a report. Martin Truex Jr. is the winner of this race. Started on the pole, finished first. Not the typical way to do it. He got spun out halfway through this race. There's another look at the finish. He and Harvick were neck and neck. They all were, but he and Harvick were the closest. That must have been separated by mere inches. So Truex Jr. gets the win today. Kevin Harvick 2nd. Gordon up 25 spots to 3rd. DiBenedetto flies up from 2nd to last to 4th place. Tony Stewart also has a great run, finishing 7th. AJ Allmendinger cracks the top 10. Landon Cassill has a great run in 15th. He moves up a lot. Biffle, McDowell, and Nett, great runs from the back of the pack to the front for these guys. And as you get to the bottom 15, you see all the guys who didn't finish this race today. But all in all, it was a great race, a very tough race. The name held true. And thank you for watching the toughest race on earth. Congratulations to Martin Truex. We hope to see you next time.